Yes. Okay, students, good morning to all of you. So, in previous class, we discussed about the applications of Gauss law and two derivations already we have done. One is electric field due to a line charge having linear charge density lambda at a distance r. What will be the electric field? That is 2k lambda by r. R q by 2 pi epsilon naught into r. Okay, lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into r. And then one more derivation we have, that is electric field due to charged sheet at a distance r. Formula is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Yes, we have got it, no? Yeah, sorry, I repeat. Yes. So electric field by charged sheet. Imagine here we are having a sheet like this. One sheet is there. Okay. So due to this sheet of charges, infinite sheet of charges at any distance r, what will be the electric field? Electric field is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. We have got derivation. We have got, and it is independent of distance. Any distance, electric field will be this much. And if this sigma is positive, electric field will be pointing outside like this side and that side like this. From that sheet, from this sheet, this side electric field is this in this direction, and this side electric field is in this direction. If sigma is positive, and if sigma is means surface charge density sigma is negative, then electric field direction is towards the sheet like this, perpendicular to the sheet. Imagine, remember, perpendicular to the sheet, and this is also perpendicular to the sheet like this. Okay, clear, students? Yes. Now this is electric field due to charge sheet sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now, if you take, if this is a thin conducting sheet, conductor, if it is a thin conductor, sheet only, on that sheet charges are there, but this sheet is made up of a conductor and it is very thin, then you will get electric field as E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Yes, it is important, you need to remember this. For just sheet like this, for thick sheet like this, you will get sigma by 2 epsilon naught. But whereas for conductor, electric field is sigma by epsilon naught. You need to remember this formula, very important. Sir, how we will get, sir? Simple technique. See, students, imagine if it is a conductor. If it is a conductor, now we need to find electric field due to this conducting sheet. Okay, what you need to do? Draw one Gaussian surface. Which type of surface you need to consider? Gaussian cylindrical surface you consider, so that electric field and ds both are in same direction, and electric field magnitude also same. Now according to Gauss law, surface integral of E bar dot ds bar is equal to q by epsilon naught. Q is the charge enclosed within that Gaussian surface. Clear, students? Yes. Now this E we can take it outside because magnitude is same. Surface integral of ds bar is equal to q by epsilon naught. Okay. So E into, yes, this surface integration, this side integration, this side integration. Okay, means two areas are there. So we can write 2a here. Here we can write 2a, 2 times of area, surface integration area. That is equal to. Now, what I have considered, this is a conductor, thin conductor, thin conductor. See, conductor is there means on that sheet, two sides charge will be there. Means we know for surface charge density sigma, charge q can be written as, or sigma can be written as q by epsilon naught. Sorry, q by area. Are you getting? But here, for a conductor, charge q will be present on both sides. For just a sheet, if it is not a conductor, only one side charge will be there. But for conducting sheet, charge q will be present on both the sides. So here you need to take 2a. Then q can be written as sigma into 2a. Are you getting? Substitute here sigma into 2a divided by epsilon naught. 2a cancel. You get electric field as sigma by epsilon naught. This is for conductor. Remember, fix it. See in question, if they'll give what is the electric field due to a conducting, what is the electric field due to a sheet of charges whose surface charge density is sigma, then answer is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. What is the electric field due to a conducting sheet of charges? Then answer is electric field is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Remember this, important for your competitive exams. Value remember. You got, students? Clear? Yes. Now let us see if we are having two charge sheets. If we are having two charge sheets, then what will be the electric field due to them? Let us see. Imagine, students, here we are having one sheet of charges. Like this. And here one more sheet of charges. And these two are separated by some distance, let us suppose. Here charges are there, let us suppose. And this sheet is A and this sheet is B, I am calling it. Okay, different sheets. Two different sheets are there. Okay, and this surface charge density is sigma A, let us call. This surface charge density is sigma B, let us call. Now two sheets are there, and these two sheets. See, imagine these two sheets I am keeping like this. Sigma A surface charge density, sigma B surface charge density. Are you getting? Sigma A and sigma B surface charge densities. Now these are the two sheets. On them charges are present. Okay. Now my question is, what will be the electric field in left region, middle region, and right region? Now total space around them can be divided into three regions: region 1, region 2, and third region. Are you getting? Yes. See, one more thing, I have taken both the sheets are having positive charges, but the surface charge densities are different. Now what will be the electric fields? As you know, if positive charge is there on the sheets, then electric field will point perpendicular to the field outward. Got it? Yes. Now, and what will be the electric field value due to a sheet of charges? Due to a sheet of charges, electric field E can be written as sigma by 2 epsilon naught. You know this. Yesterday we have done. Okay. Now I am taking about in region 1. Okay. In first region. In region 1. Due to sheet A in region 1, electric field is in that direction. Which direction? From right to left. Okay. To consider here one coordinate plane. Okay. Now right side we should take it as positive, as you know, sign convention, and left side we should take it as negative. Are you getting? According to sign convention, I am saying this. Okay, na? Yes. So electric field due to sheet A is in that direction. So that's why I am writing that is electric field due to sheet A is equal to sigma A divided by 2 epsilon naught. The 2 in which direction? According to sign convention, it is right left hand side from the origin. Left hand side means minus we should take. This minus indicates direction of electric field from that sheet. From this sheet. Imagine at this sheet origin is there. This side is right side, positive we should take. That side is left side, negative we should take. That's why negative I have written. I hope you are understanding. Okay. And due to sheet B, electric field is again is sigma by 2 epsilon naught, but its surface charge density is sigma b, and that too from this origin it is left hand side. Again, it is also negative. Net electric field, both are in same direction. Due to sheet A that direction, due to sheet B also in that direction only. So both the electric field will add up. So net electric field in region 1 can be written as electric field due to sheet A plus electric field due to sheet B. So electric field due to sheet A is minus sigma A by 2 epsilon naught, and due to sheet B plus C2 minus sigma B by 2 epsilon naught. So you'll get electric field in region 1 can be written as minus 1 by 2 pi 2 epsilon naught. If you take common, you'll get sigma A plus sigma B. Are you getting? This minus indicates from this middle region, electric field due to these two sheets in region 1 is in that direction. That's it. Okay, this will be the value of electric field due to these two sheets. I hope you are understanding what I am writing. Okay, now let us see in region 2. In region 2, in second region. Now electric field. I want electric field here due to both the sheets. Now electric field due to sigma A. Which direction? Here I want is in this direction. So electric field due to sheet A is sigma A by 2 epsilon naught. Positive only because right hand side it is. And due to electric field due to sheet B is EB is equal to sigma B by 2 epsilon naught. But direction I want here. So due to this sheet, here electric field is in this direction. So that I should take it as negative. I hope you are understanding points. Okay? Yes. So net electric field can be written as in region 2 can be written as sigma A by 2 epsilon naught, as I am adding these two, minus sigma B by 2 epsilon naught. So if you take 1 by 2 epsilon naught common, you will get sigma A minus sigma B. Yes. You need to remember this point also. Then what about electric field in region 3? In third region, electric field, how much? See, students, in third region, electric field value is due to sheet A in this region is in this direction, due to sheet B also in this region is in that same direction. Both are in positive x direction. So electric field due to sheet A is sigma A by 2 epsilon naught, and electric field due to sheet B is sigma B by 2 epsilon naught. Then net electric field can be written in region 3 can be written as sigma A by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma B by 2 epsilon naught. If you take, yes, I am writing here, sigma A as 1 by 2 epsilon naught common, electric field in third region is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught into sigma A plus sigma B. Okay? Any doubt in this? Very simple it is. And it is very important for you for next coming topics. Any doubt in this? Students? Very less number, 32 only are there. You will face a lot of consequences if your attendance is less. Inform to all the students. Really, when you are doing practicals, that time it will be very serious matter. Students, any doubt in this? Electric field in first region, second region, third region? No one is giving reply. Okay. Now, students, let us suppose if condition I am taking, if sigma A value is yes plus sigma A value, let us suppose sheet A is having surface charge density of plus sigma, means positive charge is there, on whose magnitude is sigma, and on sheet B surface charge density is minus sigma, negative charge is there on sheet B. and both the magnitudes of surface charge densities are same, then what will be the electric field in region 1, 2 and 3? You see, in region 1, sigma A value what na? Plus sigma. Sigma B value what na? Minus sigma. Plus sigma minus sigma, 0. 0 into anything, 0. Means electric field in this region will become 0. When both the sheets are having equal and opposite surface charge densities. And you see in third region also, plus sigma minus sigma, you will get again 0. In region 3 also electric field will be 0. Are you getting clear? Electric field is 0 in region 1 and in region 3. What about in region 2, sir? Yes. See, in region 2, sigma A value is sigma, minus of sigma B value is minus sigma. Minus of minus sigma is plus sigma. So total net electric field will become in region 2. In region 2, second region, net electric field will become, see students, in region 2, net electric field will become 1 by 2 epsilon naught into sigma A minus sigma B. This is the value. Okay. Now substitute that sigma A and sigma B value. Then what you will get? 1 by 2 epsilon naught into sigma A is sigma minus sigma B value is minus sigma. So it is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught into minus of minus is plus sigma is 2 sigma. Yes, 2 cancel, you get sigma by epsilon naught. Yes, this is the net electric field in the middle region. Sigma by epsilon naught, not the 1 by epsilon naught, it is sigma by epsilon naught. Okay, yes. Students, you have to remember this. No, this is perfect derivation, Nana. There is not one example. It is perfect derivation. You need to remember this. You need to remember this value sigma by epsilon naught. Means when two sheets are there, whose surface charge densities are equal and opposite in nature, then electric field will be present only in the middle region. Left region and right region, electric field will be 0. That's what you got. Then what will be the electric field in the middle region due to these two sheets? The value is sigma by epsilon naught. You need to by this value, you need to remember this value for your competitive exams. And it is important for your board exam also. For competitive, it is mainly important. Got it, students? Yes. Okay. For suppose if you are having here 2 sigma and here 2 sigma, opposite in nature, then again because both are equal in magnitude and opposite in nature, left hand side, right hand side, electric field will be 0. Only in middle region electric field will be there. How much? Yes, sigma A value 2 sigma, sigma B value also 2 sigma, minus of minus plus 2 sigma plus 2 sigma is 4 sigma, 2 cancel, you will get 2 sigma by epsilon naught, like that. Got it? But you need to remember this only mainly you need to remember this. Okay, and this is for sheets of charges. I have not considered them as conductors, just sheets I have told you. Now for suppose if these are conductors, then electric field due to sigma A is sigma A by epsilon naught. Electric field due to sigma B is sigma B by epsilon naught. That means these two will not be there. Are you understanding? If these two are conductors, then these two will not be there. Then what will happen, sir? Yes. No, this won't be cancelled. 2 sigma by epsilon naught. Are you getting differences? If two thin conductors having surface charge densities plus sigma and minus sigma are separated by some distance, then electric field in the left region and right region will be 0, and in middle region electric field will be there. How much? It is 2 sigma by epsilon naught for conducting sheets. If I'll say just sheets, then it is sigma by epsilon naught only. I hope you are understanding points what I am saying. Clear, students? Okay, these are all points are important, and this will be useful for you for solving competitive exam problems. Okay, yes. Now, so this is about when two sheets are separated by some distance, what will be the electric field in middle region, left region and right region. You need to add this value. One more time, we will get same derivation in capacitors chapter, next chapter. You need to remember these values. Okay, now let us take next one. Electric field, this third one now. Electric field due to spherical shell. Students, this is very important point actually. This point they will ask you in your 5-mark question before this pandemic time, corona. But due to reduced syllabus, this point is deleted from your syllabus. Means this point they will not ask for your board exam. But before this corona, they used to ask this question also in 5-mark question. See how state and prove gas law. Question A. Question B. Derive electric field due to spherical shell outside, inside, on the surface. These two questions combined, they'll give for 5 marks. But due to reduced syllabus, this point is deleted. But however, it is important point for your competitive exams, so we need to read it. Okay. Yes. Important enough for your competitive exams. Yes. What I am taking a spherical shell. Shell in the sense. Shell in the sense. A spherical ball, middle, nothing is there. Means hollow spherical ball you can consider. Are you getting? Inside nothing is there. Like your football or plastic ball will be there. No. Yes. It is not a solid sphere. Okay. Imagine this is a spherical shell. 3-dimensional. Don't see it as a ring. 3-dimensional view you see. Okay. Now, this is the center of the shell, and this is having a radius capital R, let us suppose. Now, let us suppose some charge Q is given to this spherical shell. A charge Q is given to this spherical shell. How much charge we have given? Q charge we have given to this spherical shell. And this Q charge will spread uniformly throughout this spherical surface. Throughout this spherical surface, everywhere on that spherical surface on the ball, charge Q is distributed uniformly. Total charge is how much? Q is there. Okay. Now, 3 points let us consider. Yes. Point A, point B, and point C. At these 3 points, we want electric field due to this spherical shell. What will be the electric field due to this spherical shell of radius R and having a charge Q on its surface? What is the electric field at point A, outside point, at point B, on the surface, at point C, inside the spherical shell? At these 3 points, what will be the electric field? Now, this is what we want. Okay. Yeah. See, students, first let us find electric field due to a spherical shell at point A. Means point A is outside point, no? Yes. So first point, at a point outside the shell. Outside how much distance? Let us imagine small r distance which is greater than capital R. Imagine that this is at a distance of small r and this small r is more than capital R. At this distance we want. Clear? Yes. You, what you can do? Best method, go with the Gauss law. So whenever you want to use Gauss law, what you need to do? You need to construct one Gaussian spherical surface. Gaussian surface you need to consider here. Yes. Which type of spherical surface, Gaussian surface you need to consider? That depends upon you. If you consider a Gaussian surface in a simple manner so that it can be easy to evaluate, then it will be easy for you. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So for that reason, what I am doing is, let us consider a Gaussian surface around it, spherical surface only. Let us consider a Gaussian spherical surface only. Ball is there, on that one more big ball is there. Like that, one Gaussian surface you consider. Clear, students? Yes. Now, imagine, see, this spherical Gaussian surface is at equal distance from this center. So, if distances are equal, then electric field will be equal. As first point is satisfied for considering or consideration of Gaussian surface. Second point, what Nana? Electric field direction and Gaussian vector direction both should be in same direction. Okay? Yeah. Now, imagine due to a charge Q at a distance R at this point P, electric field is in this direction. Yes, it will be pointing outside, no? Yes. And imagine a small Gaussian surface ds you consider. Then ds bar will be in the same direction of electric field, because ds bar is nothing but a area vector. Area vector always points outside, normal to the surface, perpendicular to the surface. So both are in same direction. Yes. Second point also satisfied. Yes. So we can consider this as a Gaussian surface. Now use Gauss law. Surface integral of E bar dot ds bar is equal to what? 1 by epsilon naught times of charge enclosed within the Gaussian surface. Okay. This dot product is removed because these two are in same direction. Yes. And one more thing, because this is electric field is constant at each and every point on that Gaussian surface. So electric field is also constant. We can take that constant term out of the integration. So you can take E into surface integral of ds bar is equal to, what is the charge enclosed within this Gaussian surface? Total Gaussian surface, how much charge is enclosed? Q charge is enclosed. Okay? Q charge is present within this Gaussian spherical surface. So we can write Q divided by epsilon naught. Are you getting clear? And E into surface integration of ds. This ds, totally if you evaluate, what you will get? Total there is spherical surface you will get of radius small r. What is the surface area of this sphere of radius small r? You know, 4 pi r square. Surface area of a spherical surface is 4 pi r square. So we can write. Are you getting, students? Yes. Is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Then E can be written as 4 pi r square, and that side you'll get 1 by 4 pi r square into Q by epsilon naught. Can we write this one like this? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square? Yes, definitely. Why not? Did you what? Yes. See, this expression is same as it is like if a charge Q is there at a distance r from the charge Q, what will be the electric field? Yes, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. Clear? That means due to a spherical shell which is having a charge Q, then at outside point, electric field will be similar to electric field due to a point charge at a distance r. Both are in same magnitude wise. That means for outside point, this charge, whatever Q charge is there on the surface of this spherical shell, it appears to be present at the center. It appears to be present at the center. Q is there. From this Q at a distance r, electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square, you know. Are you understanding what I am saying? For a spherical shell, for outside point, charge Q which is present on the surface of a spherical shell appears to be present at the center of the spherical shell, but it is not present at the center. Are you getting? It is present, actually it is present on the surface only, but according to the formula, it appears to be present where? At the center. You remember like this. Okay, so for outside point, electric field I am writing here, electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, or it can be written as k q by r square. Yes or no? Yes, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is k, no? Yeah, k q by r square we can write. Students, are you getting? Yes. Now let us find on this surface. On this surface, how much? At point B. At point B. Second point. At a point on the surface of shell. On the surface of shell, any point you take. Imagine, yes, it is no, yes. Then what will be the rate distance of this one, Anna? Small r will become capital R. Here what will happen? Small r will become capital R. That's it. Okay. Then electric field will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R square. That's it. Replace small r with capital R, you will get the answer, because point is present on the surface. What is the distance of this? Capital R. That's why. So electric field due to a spherical shell on its surface is k q by capital R square, or 1 by 4 epsilon naught q by r square. Okay. Now we want inside point. At inside point, yes. Third one, I want at a point inside the spherical shell. Yes, at point C, at a distance small r I want, which is less than capital R. Yes, at this point I want. See these points. Okay, yeah. So this you remove now. Now at this point C, I want what I want? Electric field I want, Nana. So let us imagine point C is at a distance of small r from the center of the spherical surface. This small r is less than capital R. Okay. Now at this point I want electric field. So for finding electric field, I will use Gauss law again. Okay. So whenever I use Gauss law, what I should do? I have to consider Gaussian surface. So for a spherical surface, I need to consider again spherical Gaussian surface. Yes, I am considering one spherical Gaussian surface. Yes, imagine this is a spherical Gaussian surface whose radius is smaller. This spherical Gaussian surface radius how much? Smaller. Okay. Yes. So yes, all the points are valid. Now we can use the equation. Surface integral of E bar dot ds bar is equal to q by epsilon naught. Q is what? Q enclosed within the Gaussian surface. Okay. Yes. See students, charge is present where? Charge is present on the surface of the spherical shell. But Gaussian surface is this. This is our Gaussian surface. Now, is there any charge inside this Gaussian surface? No, there is no charge. Means Q inside how much, Nana? 0. Are you getting? That implies surface integral of E bar dot ds bar should be equal to 0. See here, surface integration of what is this? Gaussian surface. This Gaussian surface should have a particular value. Means integration of ds cannot be 0. Then what should be 0? Then E should be 0. That means electric field due to a spherical shell at inside point is 0. Whatever may be the charge which is present on the surface of the spherical shell, electric field at the inside point is always 0. Remember this point. Clear, students? Okay. So 3 points, that is electric field due to spherical shell at outside point, on the surface, inside point. At outside point, electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by small r square, where small r is greater than capital R for outside point. And on the surface of the spherical shell, on the surface of the spherical shell, small r will become capital R. Small r will become capital R. So electric field will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R square. Now, at a point inside the spherical shell, small r is less than capital R at this distance, at any distance, not only here, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here, anywhere. Electric field how much? Is 0. Clear? Means if you consider one spherical surface, on that spherical surface, let us imagine we have given some charge. Then electric field inside that spherical surface is always 0. Clear? That means whatever you keep for the spherical surface, see students, it is important point now. So for this spherical surface having radius capital R, if you give a charge Q, here electric field how much is 0. If we keep outside some charge Q also, outside if we keep some charge Q also, then also some charge will reside here, okay, but inside electric field will be 0 always. This gives you one idea about one important point that is called as electrostatics, electrostatic shielding. Electrostatic shielding. What is the meaning of electrostatic shielding? For suppose, imagine students, if we are having one electric sensitive instrument, okay. See, for example, if you apply some electric field, means if you keep that electric sensitive material inside electric field, then imagine that it will get damaged. Now, how to protect that instrument? Simple technique: construct one spherical surface and keep that instrument inside the spherical surface. Whatever you keep outside electric field, but inside electric field should be 0, so that it can be protected from external electric field. This concept, this process, we call it as electrostatic shielding. See, during thunderstorms, see, for example, if a person is going in a car, we will give one precaution for him that don't come out of the car, be inside the car only. Why we will give like that? Why we will say that? Because that car is inside, everywhere is made up of metal. Inside a vacuum place will be there. Clear enough? Means from outside electric field, it will be shielding that person. Are you getting? Or you see your TV wires, antenna wires, TV, dish TV wires, you see how they will be made up of. See, first one PVC cover will be there, black color. If you remove that one mesh will be there. One mesh will be there. Did you observe that? Why they will keep that mesh? To shield that wire which is carrying the electric signal from external electric field. Are you getting, students?